Hi, I'm Susan Shaner with Sage Leadership Strategies, and I'm your host today of Community Forum. And I have the great pleasure to have with me Pam Church, who is a potter and healer. Welcome, Pam.
Hi, Susan. Thanks so much for having me tonight.
Thanks for coming on the show. And so I understand you have a mobile pottery program.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I call it Clay on Wheels. And it's designed to go around to different facilities and organizations and even individual homes to give people an opportunity to experience something new. I don't know if you've ever experienced wet spinning clay, but it's amazing.
Yeah, actually I have. I was
Have you?
originally, I don't know if you know this or not, I was originally trained as an expressive arts therapist.
Okay, that's right.
So I did a lot of work with the Potter's Wheel, with a range of clients at a camp for handicapped kids.
There you go. Great.
Yeah.
So I go around to facilities and work with people of all physical and mental abilities to try to give them an experience that's new to them and basically just create moments of joy. I like to have a lot of fun, so it's my hope that bringing a little joy and just staying in the moment with people wherever they are is helpful.
So you load your potter's wheel in your car and you just travel around, take wheel travel?
Have wheel travel. That's exactly right. I built a cart, off we go.
That's amazing. So how did you come to this work?
Well, it's interesting because I have an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering.
Which is pretty far from potter's wheel.
Yeah, right. So radars for military fighter jets transitioned into a master's degree in spiritual psychology.
That's very far. How did you come to that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something that was just going on for me at the time. The voices were knocking and say, just this is the right thing for you to do. Mm-hmm. And so I went.
You were in the corporate world, right?
I was absolutely in the corporate world.
Yeah,
program manager and that kind of thing. And once I got into my degree program for psychology, I started to question absolutely everything. What did I do? Why was I doing it? Mm-hmm. And at that time, I made a pledge to myself. So from that day forward, to the best of my ability, I try to live my life from my heart. So basically, that just means following my intuition. And if something brings me joy, sign me up. If it doesn't bring me joy, I don't do it.
So you just like one day got up and just left your company job?
It would make for a dramatic story if it happened that way, but
It's only in the movies.
That's right. It was definitely a process, but I did leave, and that led me on a whole host of things, which most recently landed me in social work, working with children and families. And for years I thought I wanted to work with kids because I liked being really silly and having a lot of fun, but quickly realized that when you work with kids, that's not what you do. You're the parent.
Right. It's a lot of behavior, management and disciplinarianism coming in there.
Exactly. Yeah. So I took a pottery class. I wanted to do something with my hands. Mm-hmm. Fell in love with it. And a buddy of mine works with an Alzheimer's center. Mm-hmm. And she's like, Pam, why don't you just come in, bring your wheel in, and just demonstrate what you do? I'm like, don't have any experience with this. Or anybody with that disease, but what the heck?
So you just love working on the wheel, and you really adapted that, and not with the population, and just
said, okay, sure, wow. I'll show you. I'll show you what it's about.
Okay.
And maybe you can try it. And it was the most amazing day. I can't even begin to tell you.
Well, I know you work with Alzheimer's patients, but you work with a whole range of other folks too, right?
Yeah, so I have experience working with just generally an elderly population mm-hmm. who may be in an assisted living community or an independent living community.
Okay.
Or I've worked with a couple of people that are legally blind.
Wow, that must be really a fabulous experience for them.
I mean, I can't speak to what their experience is, but I would love to work more with people with limited vision because all their other senses are so heightened.
Yeah.
And pottery is so tactile and so sensory.
Well, what do you notice in working with them?
That they smile.
Yeah.
And they don't expect it, and I have to describe what's going to happen before it happens, and then I just let them sense it. And the staff has taken some photographs of me working with this woman who was blind, and sent it to her family, and they were amazed. They're like, I can't believe my mother is doing this.
Well, now, I know we've got a clip
Yeah.
where you're working with Joe, who's a 94-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
That's right.
So let's see if we can go to the clip, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Great.
Is there anything you want to say in queuing up the clip?
I think the video is going to speak for itself. Joe's a great guy.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the clip.
There you go.
Strong man.
Yeah.
You're strong, Joe.
You got a good grip. That's good. There you go. Awesome.
There it is.
Nice. That's a beautiful. Look, 2 big ears. Now,
I like what you do.
you do? Awesome. Thank you so much.
Joe,
It's
look at
lovely.
that, huh?
All right, let's see what
That's
happens here.
magnificent. You're
Look at that.
terrific.
Look at her go.
Here we
Look
go.
at her go.
Up we go.
Look at that.
There we go. Excellent. Huh? It's not too shabby,
I've
huh?
never seen it so beautiful.
Just like
That's
magic.
craziness, huh?
You've never seen this before, Joe.
Mika,
Yeah.
look at that.
I believe.
You are terrific.
It's like an amusement ride.
You make it look so
Magnificent.
easy, just like
Yeah.
you do.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Would you like to try with me?
I want to watch you do it.
He's
You do a
enjoying it.
beautiful job.
All right.
It is quite
Fantastic.
amazing.
So maybe
From
we
a little
can
lump of clay. Look what she did.
Good job.
Look at that.
Good job.
maybe we can take some direction.
Mika,
I know, I'm watching. It's unbelievable.
very clever.
So Joe, I'm gonna wheel this in. There you go.
So exciting.
There you go. I'll get you in close.
Very nice.
All right, you can reach that. Okay, yep. Let's see what we can do together.
You're the best.
All right. All right. Would you like to get your hand wet? Can you put your hand in here?
Both hands or one?
Yeah, sure. We'll get both. He's willing.
He's willing.
That's it.
Yeah. There you go. Beautiful. There you go. Nothing like a good clay bath. A little bit faster. There you go. That's good right there. All right.
Beautiful.
Keep it in
You
one
do
spot.
great work.
I'm gonna do the easy part.
You're fantastic.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna do the easy part.
Okay.
You're gonna do the hard
I'm gonna
part.
watch you.
Yeah. Not for long.
Amazing, Mika.
Yeah.
Not
isn't
for
it?
long, mister. All right, I'm gonna.
Is the speed okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's wonderful what you do.
You're doing a great. You're a good
Look-
driver.
Look at that.
Trying.
Yeah. Maybe someday you can be a driving
Magnificent.
instructor.
Oh, uh-huh.
Just think of
I
it.
don't drive anymore.
Why would you? Okay.
Why
All
do
right,
I
Joe.
need at my age?
Oh,
You want to touch
oh,
this?
that's magnificent.
Tell him what to do
You're
and he'll
terrific.
Thanks, darling.
Oh,
Would you like to touch this with
it's
me?
magnificent.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
do it. Touch her hand, Joe.
Would you like to take my hand?
Huh?
Would you like
Take
to
her
take
hand,
my
honey.
hand?
Take her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's messy, huh? Nice.
Oh, good.
Eh, not on your hair.
He puts everything on his hair, including toothpaste.
There we go. Right like this.
Especially toothpaste.
Ready?
Ah, that's awesome.
Hey, that's great. Oh, you're getting that good.
How's that feel, Joe?
How's that feel on your hands?
All right.
All right? So far, so
All
good?
right. All right. Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Awesome. You hold the sponge? Let's go right here. Here,
What do you
I'll...
want? Make something in there?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll do it.
All right, get in there. You don't need my stinking help. All right.
Go, Joe.
There you go. Awesome.
That's sponge spinning.
Yeah.
Make something together.
Okay.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
You're wonderful.
I'm here with you, darling.
You're
All right.
terrific.
All right. Here we go.
great.
All right, Kimmy, hands
Okay.
on.
All righty. Okay. Oh,
Gotta
sorry,
do the-
that is-
Yeah, you're the driver.
It's like a.
There you go.
That's wonderful.
All right, so just gotta feel all that, Kimmy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You're a pro.
I love it.
Perfect. Oh yeah, you get lost in that all the time.
Right?
All right.
Good job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep, that's okay. And then slide back in. Good. And then slide back out. Joe, you want to try this? One finger?
Magnificent.
Put your hand in there.
You want to
You
put
do it.
one finger? There you go. Yeah,
I
good.
don't know if you heard you say one thing.
That's okay.
This.
All right. You're the boss. I'll do what you say.
So long as you remember that,
Okay. All
we're
right.
okay.
You got it.
That was absolutely adorable.
Isn't he great?
Yeah.
I love Joe.
He's adorable.
I love Joe. And I'll tell you one thing, Susan. Before I got there, you didn't get to see it in the clip, but his wife was sitting off to the side, and she had a name tag on with her name as sort of a memory jog for him. And before we started videotaping, he was not necessarily remembering her name or not saying it correctly, and she would point. Once we started this activity,
He kept saying your name.
he kept saying it. It was as if
Isn't that
it
interesting?
was just back like, hey, hey, Mika, I just want to show you something really cool.
Yeah.
And he did it numerous times. And so I don't know what that means. I was just aware that it happened.
Because they've been married for probably close to 60
Oh,
years,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 50-something, 57 or something like that. Yeah, long time.
Who's counting?
Yeah, right.
But so that's interesting. Something with the experience of the clay, like grounded him or something.
Yeah, or I don't know.
Who
He was
knows?
certainly
Recall.
very focused and
Yeah.
never lost his attention. We were filming for well over 45 minutes to an hour, and he was in it the whole time.
And he seemed to be really enjoying himself.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
And
it's great.
we couldn't show the whole clip. I know after this, you interview Mika, the wife.
Right,
What did
right.
she say about it?
She said it was great. She said it was good therapy, a good diversion,
Yeah.
and a nice time for her. And she's like, superlatives are not enough. So it was really nice to just see her be able to just sit back and relax. I don't think caregivers get
Yeah.
a chance to sit back and relax very much.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see her do
Yeah.
that.
So he seemed to take to it very quickly.
Yes.
Do you ever have clients or patients not like it at all?
Sure.
Be like, oh my God, it's too messy.
Well, and it's in any given moment, in any given day, you're going to have different reactions for people. And for people that I can appreciate that having this wheel come at you, this thing that's spinning, and you don't know what it is, and you
Yeah.
may be in a wheelchair, and you may not be able to move your hands on your own,
Yeah.
and you may not know what or understand what I'm describing, that would be intimidating. So I try to go very, very slowly with people, and if at any time they don't want to do it, I pull away. But most of the time, once they get their hand on there, and they
Yeah.
start to feel the clay, we're golden.
Yeah, actually,
They're
so show us
So
these.
yeah, so let me show you a couple of things. So this is a group project that started out, this is supposed to be a rainbow.
That's adorable. It almost looks like a duck or something.
I know.
Or somebody before we got on air was saying, Mr. Bill. Old,
Right. It's
With
the
a little
cutest
halo.
darn thing. Exactly. Yeah.
But it's a rainbow.
Well,
with clouds. Is that-
The idea was, let's make a rainbow. It was a group project. So I had somebody make this, somebody rolled out a slab of clay, somebody made something else. And when we put it together, it was just too funny. And it wasn't a rainbow at all. And that's,
but
that's
it's nice.
the
It looks like a
creative
nice
process.
big smile.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
It does. It looks like a smile with
Right.
eyes and a halo or something.
There you go. So that's crazy.
That's adorable.
And then this is a great example of an in-process work of, this is a group of Alzheimer's people that people with Alzheimer's made this. And so I bring in a photograph of an animal, and then we figure out together how to make it. And then they make all the parts, and I usually put it
So
together.
this was a group project?
Yeah.
So did somebody get the...
Somebody made the tusk, somebody else made the trunk, the ears, the tail. Little leggies.
So here's what I want to know. Did the same person make both ears?
Two different people made the ears.
Because they're very similar,
I know, don't
actually.
they look good?
And then different people made each leg?
Yep.
Wait, let's see.
Yeah. It looks good,
That's
huh?
amazing. And it's interesting. So some hollowed out.
Right.
And others...
It's just whatever presents itself in the moment.
You know, I do a lot with group dynamics and group process in my day job as a consultant, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
How great that looks. You know, because the old adage is, you know, if somebody's telling a story, somebody might, it's like, you know, everybody feeling an elephant. Somebody might
Right.
have the ear, somebody might have the tail, and they might tell the story differently.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That came together like a whole animal.
I know, right? You can even tell it was an elephant, right? Yeah. And the last one is just a plate that I would throw, and then I would go around the room, and everybody would leave their mark on the rim. And then
Oh, so
So however many marks there are is how many people.
so they would, so
like
somebody did a
15
heart.
people. Yep.
They had a tool and
Yep.
they would just.
I'd go around the circle
That
and
is
have them leave their mark
very cool.
on the plate. So.
And then you fire it, so you have a kiln.
Yep.
Not a
fire.
traveling kiln.
No, that's not on wheels. No. Yeah.
So then do they get to see the finished product?
Yeah, the
and,
facility gets all the finished products.
and,
so any
and they can see it
organization
and
that
say, hey,
does-
that's me in the circle?
Yeah, and I'll put their name on it. So on the bottom of the elephant, as an example, are the names of everybody and the date of who and
How
when was
cool
made.
is that?
It's fun.
So even with, I love that idea of the plate because just, symbolically,
Right.
everybody's placed in the circle.
Right. And they can eat off of it and serve food in their dining hall and whatever
So
they
you
wanna
go
do.
around to different facilities.
Correct. Yes. So any assisted living place, any residential facilities, skilled nursing facilities. I work with all range of people with dementia and Alzheimer's, from beginning stages up until the very more advanced stages. And there's value in it for all of them, whether or not it's just touching a finger,
Yeah.
or whether or not it's just watching me make something, or whether or not it's sitting with a paintbrush and adding color to something. And if they don't want to do it, then we'll sing. And if they don't want to sing, we'll dance. It doesn't matter. It's all about creating moments of joy.
So you're really focused on the actual process and just letting them have a good time working with
Yeah.
whatever the material is, even if it's their voice or their body, they're dancing.
Yep. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's a judgment-free time. They get choices of whether or not they want to do it or not. I'm always down on the floor with them at eye level and trying to just make people feel comfortable.
So this is pretty amazing because you actually you taught yourself the potter's wheel, right?
I took a couple of classes, yeah. I can't
Just in
say
clay and-
I did it
yeah.
all, yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, you're not a trained art therapist
No.
or music therapist or dance therapist. I mean, there's
No.
people that go to school for this and do it for a living, but
Right.
you're not trained in any of that. You're just trained in clay and have just gone out there and done it.
Right.
So what would you say to people who have, like, gone to school for it and are working with these populations?
Well, I had a woman who's a trained art therapist. She's degreed. She came and worked with me for a couple of sessions in the Alzheimer's region, and she was great. And I asked her afterwards, I was like, how was that? What was that like? And she's like, I was amazed at how much people engaged in it and whether or not it was just their eyes lit up. This was an advanced area of people with Alzheimer's. And she said that she was going to go back home and take the tactile nature and try to incorporate more tactile modalities into her own work.
Wow. Well, I would think that it would be really helpful for you partnering with someone like an art therapist because you've got the joy, the depth, and the experience of the art, and with somebody who has the clinical background. I mean, I say this as I'm a trained expressive
Right.
arts therapist.
Right. You know.
As you know,
Right.
for the audience's sake, we happened to meet and we were talking, and I was like, wow, I can't believe you're doing that.
Right.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I would love, Susan, to someday have a team of people and we go out and really can cover some territory and really try to create some joy
Yeah.
in these worlds.
So far cry from building aircrafts or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, it's another physical process, but
Yeah.
very, very different.
Yeah.
So what, if anything, from your learnings from working as a manager for a company, as an engineer, what lessons learned did you take with that to here?
Well, I think you mentioned lessons learned. That's
Yeah.
always a process in the corporate world. When something went well, how can you do it again? Something didn't go so well. How can you change it? How can I improve my processes? How do I get faster in the work that I have to do? And then it also just helps me with all the logistics, the business, the accounting, the billing, the marketing, the importance of doing that, the importance of going out and shaking someone's hand and saying, hi, I'm Pam Church and this is what I do. Let me show you.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this?
About 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay. But you've really gotten out there, and all of your business background, I'm sure, has helped you.
Yes. Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody else looking to just launch and go off on their own, and in particularly in, like, I call it a healing business?
Yeah. Well, I would say two things. Obviously, follow your heart. This is all about, for me, this particular expression and the mobile pottery and working with people on a very heartfelt, very sincere level is amazingly powerful for me. I can't speak to what it is for other people. I hear things from staff that says,
Yeah.
we know when you've been here.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
all day
Oh,
long.
that's wonderful.
We know when you've been here.
All day long?
All day long.
So what happens, like,
The
later in the
impact-
day after you're there? They're just in a different place?
They tell me, the staff tells me that the staff is happier, the people that were part of the activity for an hour and a half were happier, they talk about it longer, and they're just generally happier all day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I was grateful.
So it creates
to
a
hear that.
whole atmosphere and environment
Yeah.
for everybody in the space.
Absolutely. Staff,
Yeah.
I try to get staff's hands dirty if they're willing to do that.
Really? Do they jump in?
Absolutely. Sometimes they do, sometimes yeah, okay, whatever. But it's a shared experience. So what I would say to someone is just follow your heart and just do what you love. It has to be something you love, and it's effortless.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah,
for a minute.
go.
So, because you're a corporate business person,
Yes.
I say, okay, follow your heart.
Yes.
What if somebody's worried about the economics and the money of it?
Yeah, you can't be.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you can. I mean, my experience of that has been that it will come. And it's easy to say, and in the meantime, when it's building, there's going to be something else that is supportive of you and your efforts to do that. And then as more money starts to come in, then it will grow. And I'm a firm believer of what you can visualize, that is what will manifest. And so if you're afraid that money's not going to come, then that's what's going to happen.
So it's really a combination of kind of what I'll call the right brain and the left brain. I mean, you're doing all the tactical kind of left brain business things in
Right.
terms of the business end of things,
Right.
going out, shaking hands, all that.
Right.
But the right brain is more the visualization
And that's
and
the
believing and having
spiritual-
some faith.
Yeah, that's the spiritual psychology part of it. That's
Okay,
where
so talk about that a little bit, that
I'm
spiritual
putting-
psychology thing.
That's where this is me putting that into practice. It's about, when I was in my master's program, it was about me trying to find my most authentic expression in the world. What is that? I need to do things with my hand. This is a long progression. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah. Give us a Cliff Notes.
Yes, Cliff Notes. It's about using my hands, making something, building things, and a very sincere, heartfelt connection, eye contact, heart, just heart. If I don't have a heart component, I'm not going to be too happy. So when I was looking at becoming an artist and a potter, going around and talking to people, it's like, that's all well and good, but I see you guys working alone in your studios, and that's not going to be my expression. So it's like, well, what is my expression? What's the part that's missing? It's the people part. And then
Take it on the road.
yeah, and then a call comes in that says, you want to come and demo? And then that brings joy. That's my test question, right? Does it bring joy? Yes, that absolutely brought joy to me, and hopefully to others.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so do more of it, and do more of it, and do more of it. So it'll
And then
come.
it just grows.
Yeah.
So what advice, any other advice you'd give to somebody who was looking to take that leap and maybe they were having a little trouble with actually jumping off the bridge or
Right.
whatever it is?
Right. Well, of course, they're more than welcome to contact me.
Okay. How would they reach you?
Yeah, they can, probably the best way, it's got all the information on it, is to contact my website at pamelachurchpottery.com.
Okay.
And it's got emails and information about the mobile pottery program and all that.
So if they were interested in the pottery program, or if they just wanted to learn more about pottery, or if they just wanted a little advice on taking the leap?
Sure. Yeah, give me a shout.
Okay.
Give me a shout.
So where do you hope this work will take you?
I just really hope, and I've been very grateful to everything that has happened up until this point. And I would love, as we mentioned earlier, to have more people get involved and to have a team of people. So that'll go back to sort of the management team leader type of skills. Those
Yeah.
will come in handy.
Yeah.
But to just reach more people and to create more moments of joy and to expand and the types of people that I get a chance to work with. And
So you see yourself expanding in terms of reaching more people, different kinds of people,
having people join me
having
in that
people join
effort.
you, but also something tells me that you're not going to want to get too far from actually doing it yourself.
I have to have a hands-on piece.
You know,
Yeah.
right? I mean, maybe you'll
Yeah.
have some people do it, but then you've got to also be working with the people.
Yeah, that's important to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what do your corporate friends say about what you're doing now? They're like, is this the same person?
Well, you
What?
know, it's funny through Facebook, right? You get connected
Yeah.
again, and a friend of mine writes, he's like, I've never seen you look so happy in those pictures.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So they knew me when I was stressed and
Very,
so now-
very managerial.
Yeah. So now I'm laid back. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Well,
Have fun.
I was impressed that you had the potter's wheel and you were going to wheel it right in here, but we thought
Absolutely.
it might be easier to show you connecting with Joe versus you could have done a demo here. Maybe that's for another day.
Yeah, another day. Let's do it another day.
We'll do it another day.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
Get your hands dirty.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. That sounds like fun.
All right.
Well, because as I mentioned to you before, I worked with severely mentally handicapped patients, so I was very impressed with how well they took to it.
Yeah.
So, in closing, just one more time, in case people missed it, if they wanted to chat with you about any aspect of what we talked about, you said they could reach you at your website?
Yep, PamelaChurchPottery.com, and it's got all my contact information on it. And I want to throw one other thing out there. I think family work is so powerful. Multi-generational family work, like what we saw with Joe and his daughter.
Yes.
And I've done work with other families, and it really brings people together, and it takes family who might otherwise say, there's no way my mother's going to be able to do this. She doesn't even know where she is. And suddenly they have this plate that they can take forever.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much, Susan. I had a lot of fun.
Me too. Thanks. I'm Susan Shaner. Until next time with Community Forum, thank you so much for joining us.